Hello, everyone. Thank you to Stuart Tucker Lundy for letting me share a little bit of my own reflection to you all. I thank him for your friendship and for your leadership in this city, and for this opportunity to share through the Clifford Steele Museum's Instagram account. My name is Jamie Torres. I'm the council person for West Denver, District 3. I wanted to say happy birthday to Dr. King. He would have been 92 today, and while we don't get to March, I think there are still some ways that we can reflect on his teachings, on what they still have show us to learn, and how folks are talking about him in the context of what's happening in our country right now. My reflections really started with I watched a podcast called The Tightrope with Dr. Cornell West and Dr. Tricia Rose. And they were filming this episode on January 6th with their special guest, the Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II. And it was a phenomenal hour. And more than anything, I hope you Google this podcast and take a listen to it. The Reverend talks about the sermon that Dr. King gave after the march from Selma to Montgomery. And the context framed by the Senate election in Georgia, and how true to even in the time that Dr. King gave this sermon, they were marching and dying for voting rights. The subtext was also about sowing division, and racial division, and how orchestrated it was back then and now. And this is the quote that I wanted to share. I know you are asking today, how long will it take? Somebody's asking, how long will prejudice blind the visions of men, darken their understanding, and drive bright-eyed wisdom from her sacred throne? Somebody's asking, when will wounded justice lying prostrate on the streets of Selma and Birmingham and communities all over the South be lifted from this dust of shame to reign supreme among the children of men? Somebody's asking, when will the radiant star of hope be plunged against the nocturnal bosom of this lonely night, plucked from weary souls with chains of fear and the manacles of death? How long will justice be crucified and truth buried? I come to say to you this afternoon, however difficult the moment, however frustrating the hour, it will not be long, because truth crushed to earth will rise again. And I can't help, especially at a time when I think we're searching for hope, as a new year transforms, a new presidential administration takes place. We're still in a pandemic, which I think leaves us wanting for something to be hopeful about. And I can't help but think about what Dr. King said during this sermon, what Reverend Barber said during this podcast that I listened to, and what that means for me and my city and in my neighborhood, and how we press on and how we continue forward, and where we find the ways to bridge our racial divide, which is the only way that we're really going to see the progress that we need and the equity and the equality at the end of the day. So thank you so much, Stuart. Thank you to Clifford Steele Museum. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you reflect a little bit about Dr. King in your life. Thank you.